guys! Happy Saturday and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Before anything else, let me just remove this one kasi po masakit na siya sa mata. I'm really not wearing glasses, but the reason I'm wearing this one today is because it has something to do with the lesson that I'll be sharing with you. So, first thing I would like to give a shout out for my first 25 subscribers and my likers and to those who watched my pilot video last week. So thank you all so much. Maraming salamat po. And if you are new here in this channel is about lessons in life and gaining wisdom based on self-help books, based on experiences of other people and myself as well that I would like to share with you guys. So if you are that kind of person who appreciates such content, consider subscribing. And if you like this video, please go ahead and smash that like button so that I'd be inspired to create more and more content for you guys and hopefully be able to inspire a soul. Okay, so there, let's go ahead and get started. Oh, one more thing before that. And there you have it. So yeah, let's just do a recap first of what I covered last time on my last video. So in the last video, I talked to you guys about the lessons that I've learned in the habit 1 of the book called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Covey. So there I discussed about the 3 areas of problems and how we can address them. This time, we're going to talk about the second habit, and the second habit says, begin with the end in mind. Interesting, isn't it? Right? Okay, so with that, what he meant by that, what Stephen Covey meant by that is vision. Okay, so maybe a lot of people have already talked to you about how vision can help you in achieving your goals. Maybe you have already seen it in a lot of motivational videos, or maybe you have read it somewhere. But I hope that what I'll share with you today is really going to add up to the knowledge and to your development, because vision is really essential towards our personal growth. So, first thing that I'd like to share with you guys about vision is that the way we see things affects the way we think, and later on, the way we think affects the way we behave. Okay, so consider this one, guys. So what you can see right now is an image of a beggar. Suppose this beggar is approaching you. Okay, what do you think will be your reaction? Would you be that person who would feel compassion and empathy towards the person and would give the person money or food? Or would you be that kind of person who would shoo away the beggar? Or would you be that kind of person who would ignore? So as you can see here, these 3 actions are your behaviors. So they are the end. So what's being explained in this habit is that your behavior is actually rooted from what you thought and what you have seen. So for instance, if you are the type of person who would give money or food to the beggar, it could be that you have seen the person as someone who's really in dire need. That's why you have felt compassion and thought that you would need to help this person out by way of giving money or food. So that is why eventually that's how you acted. If you, for example, would be sending this person away, that means that first, you might have seen the person as probably someone who's capable of helping himself, right? Or probably capable of finding other means to provide for himself. And so that's why it triggered you to think about or having that emotion of getting irritated, and then later on you acted by way of sending the person away. So, with that being said, when we say begin with the end in mind, if you would want to achieve something or if you would like to behave in a certain way, try to project what you would want to see as your end goal. And if that's how you see it, then that means that everything in between will work towards it. So, what you will think is going to be aligned to that goal, and eventually how you will behave is going to be aligned to that as well. So that's the first thing. Now the second thing is that since we're talking about vision, of course it involves the act of visualizing or imagining, right? So maybe what you know is that imagining is just about having those images in your mind, right? Okay, but you know what? This is one thing that I really find awesome about this book. When we say visualization, according to Stephen Covey, from what he has gathered and from what he has learned in his studies, is that visualization involves not just the imagination, but it actually involves the senses too. What do I mean by that? So if you're gonna visualize, you would need to imagine things and also feel them and involve your other senses too, so that you would be able to really manifest that. So for instance, you are someone who would like to own an island. So what you can do is imagine that you are going to that island of yours. You're going to see it for the first time, right? Imagine that you are wearing this favorite clothing of yours, that you have prepared months ago, right? Imagine that you are riding that motorboat and you're actually hearing the sounds in your surrounding, and then probably the splash of the water, right? And you would probably feel the coldness of the water. And then when you finally arrive in your destination, you would feel the roughness or the smoothness of the sand on your feet. And you see that the sky is blue. And then when you gaze at the mountains, you would see olive green or dark green, right? So you have to involve as many senses as possible. That's how effective visualization should be like, right? It has to be vivid in your mind, not just the images, but even the feelings, right? The smell, if you could also involve that, right? The sounds, all of the senses should be there. All right. Now, the third one that I would like to highlight is that when we say visualizing or vision, of course, there could be a lot of ideas running in your head, and your brain might just be overwhelmed about these things. So the best way to make sure that you have a clear vision and that you remember these things is to write it down. Now, if you are aiming to be a better person, and probably you are aiming at becoming a self-actualized individual, what you can do is you can come up with your own mission statement. So later on, that mission statement is going to guide you and going to help you align your values to your goals. Alright, and finally, just would like to share with you guys the visualization practice that I did and I learned from the book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. This is about you imagining that you're attending your own funeral. Weird, isn't it? But yes, it's actually very helpful, guys. It opens your mind to a lot of things and a lot of realizations. Did I do that? Yes, I did. Okay, so what's with this visualization activity? Okay, so what you would do is you would just imagine that you are going to be attending a funeral, and then when you look at the person inside the coffin, you would see yourself. And there are people who will be speaking and will be sharing their experiences and their thoughts about you. And they're gonna be talking based on your role in their life. So the speakers would be, number one is a family member. So the person is gonna talk about how you are as a family member. The second speaker would be a friend. The third speaker would be a colleague. And the fourth speaker would be someone who you have worked with in an organization or in the community. So imagine if these people are going to do their eulogy and they're going to talk about you. How do you want them to describe you? What do you want to hear about yourself? So think about that, guys. Try to do that practice as well. Jot it down. I encourage you guys to try that visualization activity, and I promise you that's really life-changing. It's an eye-opener to a lot of realizations. And if you are going to do it sincerely and successfully, believe me, you will realize that at the end of it all, whatever you want to hear from those speakers, that's what's important to you. That's what matters. So invest in that. Begin with the end in mind. How would you want to see yourself in the end? And then from there, everything will be slowly aligned. And that's all for this week's video. Again, I want to thank you all for watching, and I hope you continue to support me. Till next time, thank you guys. Bye. Hey guys, once again, a million thanks for watching this video till the end. If you would like to check my last video, click the link on the description box below. More life lessons with Sailor